Let's return to Brexit now. And with the vote on Boris Johnson's Brexit deal due to take place tomorrow, MPs are divided on whether the Prime Minister's deal is the best option when it comes to leaving the EU. I'm joined now from Worksop by the Labour MP, John Mann, who is supporting the deal. John Mann, hello to you. You are supporting the deal. How many of your fellow Labour MPs do you have with you?
Oh, I don't know. People are still making up their minds and keeping counsel to themselves. But it will be a lot more than last time, and it'll be in double figures, I'm pretty certain.
In double figures, you're thinking now?
Yeah.
What impact will that have for Boris Johnson then?
Well, it'll if he can hold in the ERG group, then his deal would go through. If he can't, he's got a problem.
Why are you backing this deal, John Mann?
It's a good deal. It's been agreed with the EU. The country voted to leave. I voted to have the referendum. So I'm obliged to go with the result of the referendum. And of course, in areas like mine, it's somewhat easier. 70% of the voters in Bassetlaw voted to leave. So the mandate's unambiguous. I have a mandate. I'm a Democrat. And that mandate is to vote to leave. And I'm very happy we can leave with a deal.
What about Labour Party policy? You're going against that. You're going against the three-line whip to back this deal. What are the consequences of that?
No, I'm not going against the Labour manifesto that I was elected on, and every Labour MP was elected on at the last general election, because that promised to deliver Brexit. And MPs, this is it now. We now have the choice. There's no more, umming and ahhing, toing and froing. This is the decision. You can either vote for no deal, that hasn't got a majority. You can vote for no Brexit, or you can vote for Brexit with a deal. It's a simple choice this time. And so I'm going to be voting in line with the manifesto that I was elected on, and with the referendum that I voted along with all other Labour MPs to allow the country to have. And it's democracy that's at stake here. And this is a good deal, and I will vote for it. And I hope that others from the Labour Party do as well.
John McDonnell, though, has said this will be a three-line whip to vote against Boris Johnson's deal. Are you of the understanding that you will lose the whip, and those that vote for this deal and potentially help Boris Johnson get his deal over the line will lose the whip?
Well, John McDonnell voted against Labour manifestos in the past on scores of occasions. I'm voting in favour of the manifesto that he and I stood on. John McDonnell, like me, voted for the referendum. So in my view, he's honour bound, like me, to accept the results of the referendum. He's a Remainer. He'd like us to stay in the European Union. He'd like to overturn the referendum. That's his choice. I fundamentally disagree with him. And it's against the manifesto we both stood on. So the Labour manifesto said, get on with Brexit. The voters are saying, get on with Brexit. My constituents and the country voted for Brexit. This is the best Brexit, a deal. I'm supporting it, and I recommend it to other Labour MPs.
You then are giving Boris Johnson, the Conservative Prime Minister, your support. You and other Labour MPs could see him.
I'm giving the people of my constituency my support.
But you and other Labour MPs could see Boris Johnson get this deal over the line. If he then heads into a general election as someone who has delivered Brexit, then he's going to get a majority, isn't he?
General election is an entirely different matter. The Labour Party will be in a disastrous position, in my view, in the election if the Labour Party scuppers Brexit. Breaking our manifesto from last time, the voters will take their revenge on the Labour Party and Labour MPs if that's what happens. More fool the Labour Party if the Labour Party decides to overturn the result of the referendum. And by not voting for this deal, it means the real alternative is no Brexit.
Your party, the Labour Party, is split on this. It's split even at the highest level, isn't it, on where it heads? Does it go for an election? Does it go for a referendum? Should Boris Johnson have to seek an extension to this? So where are you headed?
Well, political parties are always split with different points of view. You know, when I'm looking at this issue, I'm looking at what is the democratic mandate that I have. I have it from the country, I have it from my constituents. Therefore, it's very, very straightforward. You know, if I didn't want them to have a referendum, I should have voted and Labour should have voted not to allow people a referendum. And then we wouldn't be having this vote now. But we chose to give people a referendum. They have voted. My constituents' votes are worth as much as anyone else's votes in the country. They voted to leave, 70% of them. Why shouldn't their vote count? And this deal is the best deal we're going to get. It's a deal that's agreed with the European Union. It's a deal that's the best possibility for stability, for jobs and industry, which is why so much of industry is backing it, because they want stability. Let's get on with it and let's vote for the deal tomorrow.
OK, John Mann, thanks very much indeed for talking to us this afternoon.